is Little Ragamuffin, and you are watching Ragamuffin University. This is a new series I'm starting where I'm going over individual patterns at a slow pace, step by step. This one is the Bonnie series, so it's actually going to be a three-part series because Bonnie has so many options. We need to take the time to go over everything. So, are you ready for episode 1? Bonnie, Ragamuffin University. Let's go. Okay, so before I cut my Bonnie, I want to go over a couple things. First of all, everything is labeled, and the tutorial goes over all this as well. But I find it, when I talk to people individually, it helps. So the flat front Bonnie is going to be the entire piece. So if you're not using the cups, you're just going to cut the entire front bodice. This is a fold. You're going to ignore this, and you're going to ignore these lines here. You cut whatever length you desire. If you want to make a bodice, you're going to cut here, add a skirt, or if you want to make a shirt, and if you want to make a pencil dress, then you go all the way. If you're making the style with the cups, which I highly recommend, the fit is so much better, you're going to cut on the fold, and you're going to cut this line up and this dashed line all the way up to the neckline, okay? So this will be negative, like this will be gone. This will be where your cups will fill in. Here are your cups. Your cups will fill this in, and then you'll have a completed front. If you're making the paneled front, which I also recommend because it doesn't make the fit tighter, it just makes it more conformed. So it's more form-fitting. So you're going to use this set of dotted lines here. And these will go for your side panel. So you're going to cut everything in blue, everything I've outlined in blue here. Okay? For the front, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to come down right from there, but you're going to follow the solid line all the way down, and that's your front. Okay, so it says right here, solid line, cut from the fold to this line. And the side panel, you're going to cut from the side to the dashed line. The front is cut on the fold, the sides are cut to mirror images. So you're going to do that. These are your cup lines for your shelf bra. So pay attention to that. Measurements and things are in the tutorial. For my patterns, I use your full bust and your under bust. So take a look at those, calculate your cup size that way. Don't go by your bra size. If you're planning on wearing a bra with this though, I do recommend putting that on and measuring with your bra on. You're gonna lose like a whole inch. So if you're doing sleeveless, here's your sleeveless line, and that comes down in a little bit away from the edge. And the lining is the same way. So your lining, because this is a lined top, your lining is going to come starting at the bodice line, and it's going to come up following the dotted line and just right into the arm. That's our front. So we have cups or no cups, decide here. Panels or no panels, decide here. Length and bodice line. Now it's time to cut. I decided I'm going to make the mini length dress, pencil dress, and I'm going to use bust cups because, you know, they're better. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do the panels. Let's go with the panels. Panels, it's more form-fitting. So I have my fabric on the fold, and you'll notice there's all this extra here. I don't want to waste fabric, so I'm going to move my pattern piece all the way to the edge of my fabric so I can gauge how much I'm actually going to need to fold over. It's mind-blowing to some people, and it's such an easy thing. So yeah, so I thought I'd just share it because not everybody realizes, you know, your fold line doesn't have to be folded fabric in half. So we're just going to pick this up. I'm still going to make sure it's even with my cowboys. Actually, since I'm doing the panels, I'm going to back up for a second. If I was not doing the panels, I would definitely pick it up from here and move that over to be my fold. However, since I'm doing the panels, I want to move it over just slightly. So I'm going to choose to use this area right here, right in between these horses. The hat, I'm going to use this cowboy hat as my center here. So I'm going to take this and fold it over. That way when I cut out my panels too, it goes right in the same flow with the fabric, and my pattern matching will be spot on. So I'm going to bring that over to the edge. And you can see these little stars here. So just look for little tiny things. The smaller the item in your print, the better you're going to line it up. So like if I'm looking at this horse and trying to get this horse centered, I want to look at like the littlest detail and make sure that littlest detail is along the edge, because that's what's going to matter. It's all those little things. Okay, so there we go. And pattern matching is one of my favorite things. I will sit here forever and just get fabric situated. So this is a little off. And people are like, that's so fussy. I don't care. It looks better. Do it. Take the time. So that's almost good. I'm working with a mess of stuff over here, so that's not really helping. All right, I think we're good. I'm happy with where we're at. So I'm going to put my pattern piece back down. Fabric is fine. This is another trick that Mariah shared with me at So Magical. I never cut out my bust cups, this negative space. I never cut it out. I always leave it in case I want to do a solid front or whatever. And I would just go under with my scissors and just kind of float under and cut it out. And she's like, why don't you just cut it out and tape it like a little tab? And I was like, that's genius. That's like the greatest thing ever. So that's what I've done with this piece. I didn't do that with the panels though, which I probably should. That would be kind of fun too. So I'm going to use my little weights. And for this, I'm only going to cut this piece out right now. So now it's time to cut. And this is what I mean about the floating. So I'm going all the way over to this solid line, but I'm just going to go under, which again, if you want to cut every piece out, go ahead. I don't like to print like 1,000 things for just one pattern. So I'm quite used to doing this. And my patterns, look, you see it's folding like perfectly where it's supposed to be. Yeah, because I've done it before. Okay, we're going to cut this little piece out here, which this is awesome. Thanks again, Mariah. Snip that. Done with you. Done with you. Okay, I'm going to set this piece aside. This is my center front. To make my side panels, I want to make sure the pattern matching is spot on. So I've taken my the mini hem and this dash line where they intersect right here, and I'm going to match that up with where I stopped cutting. Okay, so that's good there. And I'm just going to smooth this out all the way up. It should be following pretty closely along where I've already cut. And it does. So you can feel underneath. It feels really good. Okay, I think we're safe to cut this out. Just want to make sure everything is good. And this time we're going to cut the entire top out. And I'm doing sleeves, so I'm going to use the whole sleeve here. I don't need this, so it's going to get flopped over. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this out. That is such a big help. We are now looking at the back pattern piece. There are a couple variations you can do with the back. You can use this open circle cut here, or you can leave it as is. Those are pretty much your only options for the back. The back is not cut on the fold. It is conformed to your back. And then same thing goes for sleeveless. If you want sleeveless, you're still going to cut the same sleeveless lines. Your lining is going to be cut the exact same as well. You have your cups for your shelf bra lining, bodice, crop top, crop shirt, regular shirt, and so forth. So the back is pretty simple. There's not much going on there. You can make ties with the back. I don't have that piece cut out. I cut that off for this piece, I should say. But that's the back. Okay, we are now looking at the sleeve pattern piece. Now this thing has a ton of options on it. It's also interchangeable with the wrap dress, the Billy wrap dress. So you can, the sleeves for that. So you can swap out the sleeves for either and get double the sleeve look because they're all different. I don't have the same sleeves for either one of them. Okay, so first thing is your basic sleeve. Now the sleeves are all cut on the fold. Your basic sleeve is going to be this folded line here, this inner dashed line. Okay, if you're doing a gathered sleeve or puff sleeve, then you're going to go with this outer fold line, the full size of the sleeve. Basic sleeve is going to use this top dotted line, and then whatever you choose here. If you're doing the bubble or puff sleeve, you're going to use the entire top of the sleeve, the entire thing. And here's your gather marks. So you're going to gather from here over to fit. I'm not going to be doing a gathered sleeve today, so that's all the info you're going to be getting on that. However, I am doing the kimono sleeve. So I'm going to use my basic sleeve because I want it to be fitted, and I'm going to go all the way out to this and come back. Mariah made the most adorable top at So Magical in Texas, and she did the kimono sleeves. So I was like, I need to do that too. So that's what we're doing here. So that's it. You have your basic lengths. You have cap sleeve, which is super cute. You have short sleeve, t-shirt sleeve, elbow length, long. If you want to do puff sleeves, that's another ball game. Maybe I'll do another video on that another day. It's super easy though, and I love it. It's one of my favorites. The last pieces, I should say, for this pattern are your cups. Here they are. You have two of them. One is for the center and one is for the side. If you are making the bow front, you're going to have this little cutout here, and there's no fold. So you'll have two pieces for each side and two pieces for the lining. Okay? If you're not doing this bow piece, then you're going to cut on the fold here, and then you'll just have two total pieces. The side bra cup pattern piece is going to be 4 all the way. So you have 2 for the front, main outer, and 2 for your lining. These dashed and dotted lines are for your cup sizes. So you're going to choose, again, based on your full bust and under bust measurement, what you want to do here. This doesn't really offer a lot of support. It's not meant to. It's more for fashion and form versus function. So if you need a bra, I would definitely wear one. Well, that wraps up today's episode, and hopefully you got some insight on how to cut Bonnie. Stay tuned for the next one, part 2, where we will be constructing and going over shelf bra lining and how to put in elastic and all of that. See you later. Bye, guys.